The Eagles, I don't know what they're doing. I don't really know how you replace him emotionally, neither. You cannot lose certain dudes like this off your football team when you just win a Super Bowl. This is a big loss. I don't know how they're gonna replace him and where they're going. I think we're gonna be sitting up here in the season saying that secondary is a problem for the Philadelphia Eagles.
We're worried about the best team in football because of one player. Have we not learned? Have we not learned to in Howie we trust?
Hey man, the guy has a freaking point. And usually Chase Daniels is a hater. He's a, he was a career backup quarterback, and he is so harsh on Jalen Hurts, who, has already had a much better career than he had in his 10 plus years in the league. And James Jones is just off the mark here. Because I get it. When they traded CJ, my first guttural reaction was like, no, Howie, what the f are you doing, bro? Like, we gotta, keep him in house. The last time we sent him off, things went awry. We didn't have the heart, we didn't have the dog in us. But, one man does not make a team. It's an assembly of characters, of 53 different personalities, and, top tier talent, and, depth players, and, reserves, guys that are in the practice squad, who don't count for the, against the, towards the 53, but every man plays his part. And I do believe that, we have, built the right way. And, this is the future, because the time is now. I get it. We sold CJ off for some cheap assets and some future paper, down the line in 2026, when we're going to have to, give these guys those second, third contracts. We're going to need that, that cap space. And, we have to see what we, put down on these investments. 2 years ago now, or 3 years ago, it'll be when at the start of this season, we drafted the guys who were, third round picks. We seeing guys, ride into the sunset. Let's just work over the starters. CJ Gardner-Johnson, who's going to be replacing him? It's not definitive that guy's on the roster, but one person who's going to get the first crack. We want to see what we invested in him is one Sidney Brown out of Syracuse. Young safety who had his year lost, last year, as far as like coming into the offseason. He was coming off of injuries. He didn't get a chance to, be with Vic Fangio and get a proper evaluation. He's coming off of that knee injury, the ACL. So that evaluation, that progress, that maturation got stalled a bit. So this will be his true, his first offseason post-rookie season, post-rookie year, to come in and to, to work out, to, get in the books, get in the playbook, get in the reps, those vital reps where, players, most likely, more than likely, make their biggest leap from, their first inaugural season to, their second season. There's so much, growth that happens there. You've seen it with a lot of guys. You've seen it with Jalen Hurts. You've seen it with, Devonta Smith. We've seen it with a lot of different guys, on the roster that have springboarded. And then even the guys coming in strong, that were able to be starters in their rookie years, like, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, because we had a strong nucleus of guys surrounding them. And CJ Gardner-Johnson, he is, he's a talented guy. He's a guy that made our scheme go, a guy that Vic relied on. And that being said, Sidney has a lot of the same talent. He's faster, plays with, the reckless abandon. Not, he's fearless, but can he be trusted to be in the right place? Can he be trusted to know his keys? Can he be trusted to not risk it all and go for a lunge, hit stick, Madden 05 tackle? That is yet to be seen. He has to work on that. He has to, refine those parts of his game. But the time is now. He's a third round pick. He's, low cost. So that allows us to maximize the roster around him, pay the guys on offense. We have one of the most, highest paid, offenses in the league. And a lot of our defensive guys, we've identified guys that even if they're not getting paid now, they're going to get paid in the future. So that's going to be the replacement for CJ Gardner-Johnson, or it might be Tristan McCullum. But Reed Blankenship, he's another guy that was on the cheap, on our roster, but he plays a vital key role. But the next guy, Josh Sweat, going to replace him most likely with our third round pick last year in 2024 in Jalex Hunt, and he's not the player that he is right now, as far as the pass rushing talent. But we did see him when he's surrounded by a strong nucleus of guys, interior and exterior, other side of the formation, that he's able to to get there. He's able to do some damage. He's able to show some pass rushing chops, and he's just getting started. So he was a guy that was projected to come in and kind of just ride the bench, provide relief at best. He looked like he could be a starter, and I would say he's already our best edge player in space coming in because he was a former safety out of Houston Christian University and out of Cornell as well when he transferred. But he doesn't have to be Josh Sweat, but as long as he just continues to mature, and like I said, he's going into that second year, the pivotal year, hungry, already coming off a Super Bowl as a rookie, and they believe him in so much, and he showed so much maturation over the course of the season. I'm excited to see how he grows. Now the other guy, next to Josh Sweat here, Milton Williams, he was a guy we invested in a third round pick in, and he if we get a third round back from him next year, that's a return on investment. And he paid off, got better each and every year, got more and more snaps. And then the guy behind him, who's already looking like he's ahead of the curve, because once again, you can't underestimate putting these guys in a defense and having them get that knowledge, that wisdom early, and show that hunger. So Moro Ojomo, the guy who was a 7th round pick, and he looked anything but the second best interior pass rushing, had the best second best win rate behind one Chris Jones, and that guy's a phenom. So that says a lot. That says that speaks to me why they're comfortable letting Milton Williams go for $26 million, $104 million overall of that contract to the Patriots, because we could replace him with a guy that again, he has Jalen Carter next to him. He has Jordan Davis behind him or next to him at points. So they're not keying in on him, but he has shown he's some ability to beat the double team. So that's wild for him. Second year player, a guy who's coming into the league didn't have pass rushing chops, didn't show this amount of ability for him to grow in the defense. And you credit that to his coaches, and Vic Fangio know how to use him and deploy him. So I'm excited, for him. And then the guy next to Milton Williams in his graphic, Slay. Even as his advanced age showed, he still showed up in the playoffs. He had that pick, didn't have one all year, but was batting down passes and consistently in position to make plays on the ball. Keely Ringo, he's the most shaky, I would say, out of this quartet, even more so than Sidney Brown, because we just haven't seen him over an extended period. We don't know what he is. We don't know what he's going to be, how he's going to extrapolate himself over the course of an increase of maybe not fourfold, 7, 8-fold snaps wise, if he plays 900 like Quinyon did. Long, weighty, heavy, hard hitting, fast corner who lacks on the quicks. So sideline to sideline, agility. He's not the best athlete, but guy coming in, running 4.36 at 215, 210 plus, and he's 6'2", has reach, length. So if he can get his keys down, what a weapon, what a guy. Doesn't need to be the perfect corner, but if he's gonna play opposite of Quinyon, they're gonna pick on him. They're going to target him because Quinyon showed last year that he has the potential to be a top 5 corner, and at points in the season he played like that. Man, he was a lockdown guy. He was our best corner at some point last year over Slay, and that's not disrespect Slay. Just looking at the numbers, looking at the tape, the film, quarterbacks were avoiding him. So then on offense, you know, we have Tyler Steen, you know, a guy who at times looked good. You know, in the NFC Championship, you know, he acquitted himself very well. And he's surrounded by superstars. So all we need is a guy to really, to be honest with you, play average. And they're going to look good playing in between Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens, you know, who was a Pro Bowler last year. So, I mean, Becton, I would love to have him back. But if we can't pay him, you know, what he's demanding, what he wants, and I know he's willing to take a pay cut, but Steen is younger. Like you said, he's a third-round pick coming off that contract. And this is not just for this season. This isn't just for the next couple of years. This is the process from here on out. Because for the foreseeable future, while we have Jalen Hurts in his prime, and even going a bit beyond that, you're going to have to surround him with, guys who are going to be on rookie contracts, going to be on, maybe 1-year deals and lower end, so it might sacrifice a bit, talent to be able to put pieces around him. Albeit they might be talented, but not as talented as some of the guys that he's played with previously. And that's just the war of attrition, You have successful seasons. Not only your the brain drain, your front office gets picked, but the players, or other teams are going to value them. They say, hey, this guy went off and won a championship. He has that championship pedigree. We want him in the building. So you have to contend with those kind of things. But we are returning. If it's sans Becton, that'd be 10 out of 11 starters still on offense. So that's strong. And then only losing 4 starters on defense, and we're just trying to replace depth at this point. So it'll be interesting and intriguing to see how things fall out, but or play out, I should say. But I'm still excited. But this is to all the fans, the boo-hoo and crying fans that are like, what are we doing? We haven't seen any sparks in free agency. We're just sitting still twiddling our thumbs, bro. Understand the game. Understand the depth of our roster. Understand what we have, and understand the genius of Howie Roseman. He said himself, it's gonna get worse before it gets better, and he asked us to exercise patience. Now, not everybody's going to understand, what he meant and take it to heart and truly look at the roster top down and bottom and see that, man, we're not just going off of, false promises. And I have maybe a short or something else, maybe a whole video. Just, I'm about to dive into some other teams. But chiefly the 49ers and what's the difference, fundamentally between them and the Eagles in their approach. Same approach, but different outlook and, maybe different results. And one being and why. But anyways, we're going to get up out of here on that note, but you're not even watching though. But the fact of the matter is that I love talking about the Eagles and I love making these videos. So we're going to chunk the deuces officially. But as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.